over police tasering a city councilman outside his home. This video showing him on his knees, officers using the taser here, claiming he was resisting arrest. It happens to be the same town where Sandra Bland was arrested and later died in her jail cell after a routine traffic stop this past summer. ABC's Ryan Owens on the new set of questions facing police tonight.
He's on his knees with his back to police, but Texas City Councilman Jonathan Miller still gets the shock of his life. Moments before the 26-year-old is tasered, body cam video shows Miller outside his home in the small town of Prairie View. He keeps asking the two officers why they are questioning three of his friends. They say gathered to rehearse a dance tradition. Police say they are investigating reports of suspicious activity in the neighborhood, and Miller is interfering.
I'm not either.
You can see how quickly tensions escalate as neither side budges.
I'm telling you one more time, man, go over there before you go to jail. Turn around.
I'm not saying that.
Turn around. Turn around.
Councilman Miller was charged with resisting arrest and interfering with public duties. He spent a night in jail.
Understand that, that the situation that happened, I don't feel like it should have.
Police here were just in the national spotlight over the summer after the arrest of Sandra Bland.
Get out of the car before I tell you the signal.
Who authorities later found hanging in her jail cell. The police chief says the black female officer seen in this new video was backup in Bland's arrest.
So I took her straight to the ground. There you got it.
Tonight, her boss promises a thorough investigation.
We made mistakes. I'll tell you. We made mistakes.
The two officers involved are still on the street. Councilman Miller says he's always been a big supporter of the police force here, even recently voting them a pay raise. David?
Ryan Owens in Texas tonight. Thank you, Ryan. Now to Cleveland, outrage over two reports in the police shooting of 12-year-old Tamir Rice. The boy shot while holding a pellet gun last year. Officers responding to a call about an armed man. Two independent reviews finding the police response, quote, reasonable. The attorney's family calling it a whitewash. A grand jury will still decide if the officer faces charges. To Memphis tonight, that city reeling over the shooting death of another police officer there. Terrence Ulrich killed in his own driveway after an argument with a neighbor ended with gunfire. The suspect, the convicted felon, is in custody tonight. Less than 3 months ago, Memphis officer Sean Bolton was shot and killed during a routine traffic stop. We turn overseas tonight and to Iran. An American journalist.
The truth of the matter is, it is a common tactic for cops, when they're wrong, to charge the true victim with a crime. I've had it done to me on several situations. When I had a guy pull a fucking knife out on me, who had been stalking me for many years. And I just got sick and tired of it. And I fucking charged the motherfucker. I was on my way to go down to the library. This is 2007 when this happened. It is now 2015. October 2015. October 12th, 2015. It's a common tactic for cops to use to either charge somebody, and when they charge them, they put charges in hopes that there's going to be a plea bargain or something like that. Now you can see right there where that councilman was tasered. He was not in any way other than asking questions. Now if there had been newspaper people there, would they have tased the newspaper people? Hell motherfucking no. So the truth of the matter is, just like, well, I couldn't see anywhere, and you'll notice, I'm wondering if the race baiters are going to mention anything about that. It was a black cop that tasered him. And there was also, in the Sandra Bland case, the same black female cop was there. There wasn't no riots over that. She was there to back him up. Kind of like the slave overseer is there to watch the slaves. So that's basically what she was. common tactic for cops to put charges to keep from being exposed. And the facts are, if this guy was not a councilman, chances are this story wouldn't make any news. This shit goes on all the time. Now, in the case with Tamara Rice, somebody reports a gun. Hey, them cops are right on, man. Hey, how do we know that that little kid right there might not have been a little small guy? What if he was in a gang at 12 years old? So them cops are right. Especially when they told him to drop the gun, and he did not drop the gun. They gave him a choice. It was a quick choice. He could have dropped that gun, and they could have said, that's... But then also, why are manufacturers allowed to put out toy guns that look like real guns? So, here's the point. I'm neutral. If a cop is right, I'm gonna back him up. In the Tamara Rice case, that cop was right in blowing that motherfucker away. He had a motherfucking choice. The cops, they don't have no time when somebody pulls a gun, shows a gun. They don't have no time to sit there and say, okay, let's see, is that real or is it fake or anything like that? Because maybe what they're thinking is, I'm going to be shot. It's either kill or be killed. But now, recently, June 2015, I tried to force this motherfucking cop in Panama City, Florida. I tried to fuck him up real good in court. That's right. Sergeant Stryker of the Panama City Idiot Fucking Clown Department in Panama City, Florida. I tried to fuck him up in court. Shane Arvan knew it too, who was the judge. And also Brittany Forrester, who, when she said that I was given a judicial warning. You go to YouTube, Jimbikeman, robbed of a jury trial proof. And nowhere can you hear me pleading, oh, please drop them charges. Hell motherfucking no. They knew that I was gonna fuck his world up. When I got him on a fucking stand and I cross-examined that motherfucker, and every fucking half-truth is a felony. That's called perjury under 837 of the Florida statutes. And, well, I guess I kind of made a mistake and let them know exactly what kind of case I was putting together because I put it in the fucking courthouse there. And I'll bet you the so-called prosecutor was like, my God, he ain't got that cop ain't got a motherfucking chance. We got to drop them motherfucking charges. Oh, by the way, I didn't have to go to court. Pardon me. The cop didn't have to go to court, not one fucking time. But I was under court order that I had to go to court. Not one motherfucking time. So in the case of this guy being tasered, he didn't do anything fucking wrong. And the facts are, if it would have been a newspaper man, when's the last time a newspaper person has been tasered because they want to find out about what's going on in a case or something like that? But what they did is they decided to cover it up by charging them with a crime. And this goes on probably hundreds of thousands of times across the United States. That's modus operandi. This is common tactic for cops. If you want to cover up your crime, your cop crime, charge the true victim. And most people, they'll see the charges there, and then what they'll do is they might trick them and say, well, you know, it's just a little inconsequential type of a thing right there. Just plead out to it. Nah. Because that councilman was in the right to ask questions. Now, you'll notice that they used the term suspicious activity. This is a common tactic, suspicious activity. That is called wiggle room. Oh, something was suspicious. Suspicious is a very, very vague word. But now, if you was to say, okay, specifically, what caused you to have an alarm? Then what you do is you nail their motherfucking asses, and then you get them under perjury. Another term they might use is somebody was acting irrational. That's another vague term. This person was causing alarm. This person was disturbing the peace. This person... So they used all these vague terms that they expect the average person is not going to call them on their claims. Well, Jimbikeman, I thank my maker. My maker has given me the ability, anytime I hear one of their suspicious terms, I automatically interpret it in my mind, and then I ask them a question that they don't want to answer. Now, I'm sorry to hear about this cop that got shot. Every day when a cop goes out there on the road, he never knows whether he's going to come back. But at the same time, I'll never understand why they don't teach cops, first of all, to be very polite to people. Who's to say that this cop was wearing his badge attitude with his neighbor when he got shot, instead of trying to deal with him as a private individual? Because a lot of times they figure, hey, I got this badge, I can tell you what the motherfucking do. Well, sometimes citizens say, fuck you and your badge. We need cops. I am not against cops, but at the same time, I want us to get rid of dirty cops.